Hey guys, it looks like we're live now. If you are watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay down below or give me a comment. Also hearts, likes, love all that stuff. But I'm super excited for this interview because we're going to be talking about chatbots, one thing that is very near and dear to my heart. And we have one badass chatbot expert with us, Larissa Banting. She has been featured in IBM talking about chatbots. She has opened up one of the first chatbot agencies in Costa Rica, where she is coming from right now, kind of living that digital nomad lifestyle a little bit, living abroad. And so many other things. She's grown actually, let me just let you introduce yourself so I don't screw anything up. So, Larissa, go ahead and take it away.
Hi. Well, thank you so much for having me. First of all, Andrew, it's really a pleasure to be here. Okay, my crazy background. So I worked in publicity and marketing and sales in Canada for many years. I actually sold cars, was one of the first women in Canada to sell cars back in the 90s, because I'm old. And then from there, I got into doing film and television publicity and event marketing. And I ended up down here in Costa Rica, working on a movie, met my husband, who was one of the actors, left everything behind, moved here, didn't speak a word of Spanish. And from there, I opened my business, Weddings Costa Rica, which is a destination wedding planning firm. And so far, we've done, in 15 years, 500 weddings.
Wow.
And yeah. And I've been named one of the top 30 destination wedding planners in the world. And yeah, so it's been quite the ride. And I've always been interested in, I was one of the first people to go onto Facebook and, embrace Instagram, etc. So when chatbots came out I discovered it last year. Mm-hmm. And immediately I just was like, this is my jam, because I love how it's so immediate and how you can connect with people, which I found with like emails, that the open rates just aren't happening. And I know, like, I feel for myself, I get bombarded by, these long form emails. It seems like every single email is just pitching something.
Yep.
And I know I'm not alone, where it's just like that burnout. It's like, it just feels so forced and there's like no real connection. It's just like, I'm going to throw all this info at you and hope that it sticks, and that you'll finally get so sick of me, you'll either just delete or buy my stuff. Mm-hmm. And I liked how the whole concept behind chatbots is, you can have fun with it. You can put in those GIFs, you can have a link to a video, you can even do a short video. Like, it's just so many things you can do with this platform to make it more human. And I think that's the irony behind it. It's cutting edge technology, but it's more human. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's kind of like this Blade Runner sort of hybrid, I guess. So that's what I got into it. And then I think because of my marketing background, it just segued and dovetailed really nicely.
Yeah, that's sweet. And I love how you put that every email you get is basically selling you something. And messenger bots, chat bots are more of conversation. You can warm up your audience a lot quicker. And that's one thing that people that are selling chat bots should definitely say in their pitch. That's huge. But since we're coming from two different countries, I'm super curious where everybody else is watching this from. I think we have 7 people here. What's up, Saeed? If you guys let us know, like, where you're watching this from. I'm super curious. See if we're all over the world. But you started last year with chatbots. Do you have a preferred platform?
Yeah, I'm a mini chat girl. Hey, Calgary. Hey, I was originally from Edmonton, so nice to see Alberta represented, Paolo.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like. Okay, I'm honestly, I'm a Luddite. Like, I'm the type of person. I don't know how to, like, do my VCR or DVD, whatever the heck the TV thing is.
It's like who has a VCR anymore? What year are you living in?
I remember Discmans. Like that's how old I am. Kent, Ontario. Yeah, I'm originally from Toronto area. So
that's awesome.
Canadians here, awesome. I think maybe that's why I like ManyChat, because I just find the user interface is a lot simpler to use. I'm not into coding.
No,
so
that's no fun.
My brain doesn't work that way. So I like ManyChat. And I know there's been growing pains, but it's the technology. Like I keep thinking, guys, most of you weren't born when we first got emails. Like I remember the days when we still had the fax machines. Wow. And like when I came to Costa Rica 16 years ago, we were dealing with dial-up. Mm-hmm. I remember trying to send one photo through to the wire. Like, so we're in this jungle in the middle of nowhere on the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica. And I've got cool. That ding, ding, and I've got this, I had one of the first digital cameras I borrowed from my friends. I was like, wow. And I remember sitting there half an hour for one photo to upload. It would be like halfway there, and then the connection would drop. You had to start all over again. So I've seen the progression of technology, and I remember that.
Crazy.
Yeah. I got getting one of the first emails in my department.
That's insane. I was walking through. I haven't been to a mall in forever, but I was picking up AirPods. My girlfriend got them for me for Christmas, and we walked by these two kids sitting in a chair in the middle of a mall with VR masks on their face, and then there was this random like this girl was riding this elephant thing that was like on wheels that I had never seen before. And then there was this new ice cream where they flattened the ice cream and then rolled it up. And it was like all at once, like, are we in the future? It just like all happened at once. And my mind was blown. I didn't know these things were happening. And it just all happened at once. But it's just so crazy how technology is moving forward. And I think the lesson there is to always be able to adapt to new technologies, like we are now in this group adapting to messenger bots and really seeing the potential with them. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say, you know what, I know it's frustrating because we're so used to like everything working. It has to, everything should be like perfect. And and I see, especially like the ManyChat community, people like, oh, this isn't firing or this isn't working. And it's like, we're still a baby. Like we're still in diapers when it comes to chat bots. So I think just as people who are working with the public, we have to remind them that, think about when internet first came out with the dial-up. This is where we're at right now with chat bots. So they need to have, we have to be patient. And that's one of the downsides of being an early adapter is that we're kind of working through all the bumps in the road. So that people who jump on later down the road, it's going to be smooth sailing. But on the upside, we're ahead of the curve. So
yeah, we'll have all our systems in place when things really blow up with this. And I love that point. Like it's for the campaigns are running and all that good stuff. Like it's not always going to work out with messenger bots. But what people forget is that if you're running these for clients, they can see the responses in their Facebook Messenger. So if you have clients, let them know like, hey, it's not a perfect technology. It might get stuck. Just keep your eye on Facebook Messenger. If it does get stuck, follow up with them and send them a personal message because that lead to you is worth $1,000 if they do close as a customer. So they have access to their Facebook Manager. I think people get stuck like, oh, the integration with ManyChat and Zapier isn't working. That's okay. That's okay. Just work through it and tell your client, hey, everything's in Facebook Messenger. You can follow up with them there.
And I think that's a really good selling point as an agency owner or a bot builder to upsell somebody too. Is that, okay, I'm going to give you, that's one thing I've been finding when I've been going in because the technology is so new. And there's this kind of this reluctance especially with this customer service or IT department, because they're like, oh God, another new technology we've got to take on. You know, they're already outsourcing their social media because they can't possibly do everything in-house. So that's where I'm always like, no, guys, look at, like, we're here to make your life easier. That's the whole raison d'etre that we're having this meeting, or this is why we're presenting to you, because we have the time, and that's my job, is to be always, like, every day learning what is the latest technology, what's the latest integrations, because you don't have time for that. You've got your business to work on. So that's why, as a chatbot expert, I'm doing all of that. So I can bring that to you and to your clients. You don't have to worry about that. And I'll build a bot for you, but then I'm here, if you want to hire me, every month to maintain it and keep it on the cutting edge. So your team doesn't have to worry about it unless, you know, there's a customer service question that needs to be answered by your specialists. And then that time, then we'll say, oh, hey, look at, you know, please answer, like, Mary Weed needs you to help her with blah, blah, blah. We're going to take, you know, a good, like they're saying, what, 30% of bots are taking about a 30% chunk out of the time spent by customer service departments answering questions. Yeah, 30% is what the latest stats are showing. So, yeah. So, I mean, think about that. And that's what I always say. How much more could your customer service department accomplish if they had 30% more time in a day and they weren't dealing with, you know, like the ridiculous questions that come up over and over and over again, which we can have the bot do. They can work on the higher level questions, which are going to get you better responses and close sales.
I love that, because you're establishing a number with the time that you're saving them. And people are asking all the time, hey, what should I price my bot? Like, figure out the value for your potential client, what that bot is saving them in terms of money, or making them in terms of money if you're running a lead generation bot, and then price it from there. So I love that.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, if you put $1, like, okay, so very quickly, let's say 30%. If someone, you know, say they're working 100 hours, that's 30 hours. How much are 30 hours of that employee's time worth to you? Not just from that customer service viewpoint. Don't even think about, you know, not even getting into how much sales or could be generated. So that's the thing I think people have to think about, is like, you know, it's not just, oh, bots are here to sell. They're there as well with customer service. They're workhorses for customer service, and they can really help with public relations and you know, building brand affinity, which is I'm a big proponent of. Yeah,
that's huge. One thing that I say to my clients and teach my students is to set it up in this way. Say, chatbots are a 24/7 salesperson, customer service rep, and lead qualifier. They're always there to do that if you set them up in that way. So that's basically what a bot is, and then you can go into more depth about what a bot does with, like, upselling and all that good stuff, and you can put the functionality in there. But I know a lot of people have trouble with explaining bots. Are there certain keywords or key phrases that you use to sell a messenger bot to a business?
Well, I try to start out with what they're not, because what I find is that there's a lot of misconception, you know, especially with people my age, like older, like I'm over 40. But it was interesting because today I was, like, in a Facebook Live, and someone was talking about this new change with the Facebook algorithm. And I know, of course, the sky's falling. And I'm like, well, this is the perfect opportunity to get a bot going for your business. And interesting comment from someone he's like, oh, well, I'm 50, and you know, I don't want to have everything automated. I still want to have that personal touch with my clients. So there's this misconception out there that a bot is just, you just automate it, like it's like a, you know, like a factory, you know, just like thing making a widget and there's no personal interaction. So how I would approach it is that the simple tasks that can be taken off your plate, that can be automated, they can do that. However, they can do it with a very personalized touch, and it allows you, because you can segment down and you can tag, you can really personalize the experience. So it's not like, even more so than what you can do with an email system, like a CRM system with your tags and whatnot, because you can use so many of depending on how they've answered past questions and how you've niched them down. Yeah. So, people who love like red M&Ms are getting a certain sequence compared to the people who love brown M&Ms.
Yeah.
And that type of personalization, because that is really where the state of marketing is right now. Everybody is a snowflake. I mean that in the most, in the true sense of the word of what a snowflake is, that there's never any two in the world that are ever alike, right? And everybody wants to be special, and nobody wants to feel that they're regular. So the more we as marketers can bring that personalization to the experience for our clients, then the more successful we're going to be, because nobody wants to feel like they're just the wall and someone's throwing spaghetti at us, hoping it's going to stick.
Yeah. I love that. And it's all about intimacy and relevancy. And like, that's what messenger bots can accomplish. You get to learn about your target audience, what they specifically need, and then put a deal in front of them, what they actually need instead of what you think they need. So I love that.
Well, and the other thing too is, remember, they're saying, you need 7 to 10 touch points before someone is prepared to say, yes, I want to buy your stuff. With emails getting maybe a 22% open rate, and now with the change in the algorithm, you're lucky if your Facebook post will maybe be seen by 2% of your fans. That opportunity to get those touch points to your audience is just going like this, right? Which is where chatbots come in, because A, they can be super personalized, but B, if you're giving them value after value after value, by the time you present after like the 7 or 10, I love giving. I'm all about giving tips, and like, here's a little nugget for you. I do actually do that for my wedding clients. I call the wedding word wisdom. So, because weddings can take up to a year and a half to plan. I can't really be talking to them like every day or even a couple of times a week, because like, what do you say? Like, is that how this works? So what I came up with was, I actually came up with all these different tips, and I was emailing them out so that they felt like they were getting extra value from me. There was also ways to upsell, because they'd be like, oh, hey, remember you were talking about blah, blah, blah. That's a great idea. Let's do that. Boom, I just upsold them. But they did it to themselves, right? They didn't realize that they were being upsold to. And, right? Like,
I love it, yeah.
Because you're presenting as, here's something valuable, and they make up their own mind that they've got to have it. But as, especially for people who are in these long-term relationships with clients, then they see you as someone that first of all, they start liking you, and then they trust you. So that whenever you do present them with something, you're saying, hey, here's an offer that I think is going to help your life and make your life better. There's no friction. You've taken that friction away, because you've proven over these little tiny, it's like adding, like having a jar and putting a little bit of, like putting a stone in every day. Eventually, that jar is going to be full.
I like that metaphor more.
I know, I just came up with that. I hope it works. Or candies. I like candies better. All right, let's stay with the M&Ms. You're putting an M&M into a jar every single day. So by the time you come up with a big whammy, it's like you've already given them a whole jar full of M&Ms. Of course they're going to love you, because they're like, you just gave me a whole jar of M&Ms. Of course I'm going to, I'll take your thing. I'll buy it. So coming up with a simple list of little tiny tips, that you can just offer every so often. So they're not feeling like the only time they hear from you is when you want to sell them something.
That's awesome. I love that. And that's a great way to pitch it to your clients. And you do that with sequences, right? So you make a sequence in ChatFuel or ManyChat, and then you can set up when they're going to be sent out after somebody opts into that sequence. So it could be 24 hours after, and then like a 72 hours after, like 3 days after, or however you want to set it up. Maybe it's day by day. And I didn't know you set this up with your spa bot. So I got a message yesterday from your spa bot because I was added to a sequence that sent me a follow-up tip 24 hours later. And I was like, oh, Larissa is sneaky. Something about putting something in your hair because of the sun out. I don't know.
Putting in suntan, like a little bit of SPF, like suntan lotion, into your when you go to the beach. Yeah, that was a sample bot I did for a hair salon at the beach here, and but isn't that value added, right? Like that's something you're not expecting.
Oh yeah, that's huge. I'm waiting for my message today from that salon, so I'll know what to do to my beautiful skin. If guys, I think Larissa or me will add to the comments that salon bot. So if you want to build out a bot for a salon, you have a starting point and kind of what features that you can add to your salon bot. So we'll add that to the comments when we're done with this live. If you guys have any questions about messenger bots or anything in general, living in Costa Rica, I don't know if does Costa Rica have monkeys? Maybe they can ask you questions about monkeys. If you guys have anything, ask questions down below. We always love them. But before you make a bot, are there any questions you'd like to get answered? Are there any ways that you'd like to set it up just so everything's seamless when you are actually making the bot? Is there any pre-work that you do?
Yeah, when I have a whole customer when someone onboarding process that I do because my focus is more on the marketing. Like my wheelhouse of genius, I guess, would be marketing and copywriting because I'm a writer. So there's tech stuff, but that's not like I'm not going to start, like I said, coding because that's not what I do. I have a whole questionnaire that I ask them to fill out about who is their customer avatar. I don't know if people know what an avatar is. I'm not talking about that cheesy movie.
Go ahead and explain it.
Okay, so basically what an avatar is you want to drill down to who is your perfect client. Like if you could have an entire stable of this exact person, you would be like the happiest, marketer in the world, or your widget seller, whatever, because everybody thinks that, like I want to sell to everyone. Well, no, you're not Coca-Cola. And even Coca-Cola, not everyone is their client. Like I don't drink Coke. Like my family doesn't drink Coca-Cola. Like their marketing dollars are wasted on me because I'm not going to drink Coca-Cola. So if everybody's your client, then nobody's your client. Yep. And by creating this avatar questionnaire, and I'm happy to drop it into the as an added bonus for everyone who's watching this, I will give you my questionnaire. So the idea is that it walks you through, and we're talking specific, like down to what car do they drive? What TV shows do they watch? What movies do they like? What radio stations? What kind of music? Because if you can paint a really clear picture that my ideal client is Mary, who is 37 years old and went to Yale and works as a mid-level manager for a Fortune 500 company, drives an Audi A7, and vacations in the Hamptons with her father-in-law's cottage. Like I'm talking, that's how specific you get down to, because you need to know what voice is going to resonate with your ideal client, with your avatar. And that's because a bot, this is the whole thing. Like you need to have a voice for your bot, and it has to reflect what your brand is. Like if your brand, like I have a brand that's called the Lazy Bride. and it's a blog, and I have a different products. It's all about, it's like the anti-Martha Stewart. Nothing against Martha. I've been featured in Martha Stewart weddings many times. Thank you, Martha. But my client, my avatar for that particular brand of mine are busy professional women who want a beautiful wedding, but they don't have 250 hours to plan for it. They don't want to even think about Pinterest, and they're not going to be on these wedding boards because they're busy. So my whole brand is like this bride called Lucy. I had a little cartoon made of her, like she's swigging a martini, and she's in like a little cocktail wedding dress, and she's sassy and she's smart, and she's got some spunk to her, and it works because it's a fun brand. It's like kind of taking the stuffing out of the typical like tool and bell wedding industry, and this is very much about like, yeah, you can have it, but let's just don't get in the bathtub, grab a martini, and let's just get this over and done with. Like I'm gonna give you all the quick things. So that's a very specific voice. I have a client who's dealing with irritable bowel syndrome. I cannot have a fun, like bot voice for this because it's just, it's an affliction that is painful, and little known fact, 15% of the population are affected by it, and it's the second largest cause of people missing work in the U.S.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. How crazy was that?
Funny.
So this is kind of stuff I learned from my clients.
That's shitty.
It is shitty. It is weird.
Nailed it.
So yeah, I mean, you've got to, and because we're dealing with healthcare, you have to have a really gentle, professional tone with everything that you do. Right down to their, of course, Facebook ads. You got to be so careful how we present those Facebook ads. And then once they get into the bot, because people are in pain, right? Like they literally, when you talk about pain points, when you're dealing with healthcare, people are literally in pain. So you have to respect that and have a voice of reason. And I'm here to try and help you as best as I can. But that's why it's so important to nail down who's your avatar and how is my brand going to be reflected through my bot. Remember, we only have a couple of lines of text. So that's why I'm a big proponent of also like getting your photos, using as many photos as you can to try and get your message across. Like literally a photo's worth 1,000 words, where appropriate, GIFs. And then I also have another questionnaire that I ask people is what do you want to get out of your bot? Like what is your 30-day end goal for the bot?
That's huge to establish those goals.
And it's not just, I want to sell 5,000 widgets. Well, you got to think about what's your customer service. So I'm asking them like, where's their bottleneck? Where are you having issues? What can the bot help you with? Where are you losing time? What are the questions being asked over and over again by your customer service people? What's your marketing funnel? How are you relating to your customers outside of selling them? They're getting away from this. Every time they hear from me, I'm trying to sell them something. And then, of course, what is the product that you're trying to sell, so you can come up with what is the right sort of funnel. And I always say to my clients, think of the chat bot as being the chit chat you're having over the fence with your neighbor. And think of your email campaign as the long, in-depth conversation you're having over dinner.
Cool. I like that. You're killing it with the metaphors here. And I think everybody will absolutely love that avatar questionnaire. So yeah, please throw that down below when we're off the live. And Facebook ads. So you recently had a call with a Facebook ads rep, and you put a marvelous post in the group explaining to people they should not freak out about the Facebook algorithm change. But I would love if you could go into a little bit of the depth of what you went over on that call with the Facebook rep and basically what they said.
Okay. Actually, I wasn't personally on the Facebook call. It was my Facebook mentor.
Oh, I lied. Go ahead. What?
Yeah,
What?
I'm just like the messenger. But basically, the idea is that the sky is not falling. It's just kind of like going back to, I think was it 2013 or 2008. There was like before they had like a lot of the pages with ads and whatever. Like there was a big shift in the algorithm, but before it used to be the algorithm was the more things had engagement, like real personal engagement, as opposed to like baiting, which is what the algorithm used to be, and that's why they've changed it. So the whole idea is trying to get it back to its roots, that they want people to have real engagement. So they're spending less time on Facebook, but getting more value out of it. It was interesting because I was just reading an article with the head of, I think the VP of Facebook, and he was saying that they're going to start moving away from video. I know everything's video, but as he was saying, when you're watching a video, there isn't an opportunity to have real engagement because you're passive.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, I was really surprised by that. This is like from the head guy himself. Like it's not Zook, but the guy in charge of actually client relations. So they're really aiming for true engagement. So the more that you can, like get people to talk in the comments, that's what they want. So, and that's where unfortunately for business pages, that's where the engagement's going down, because they're trying to bring it more back to where the personal engagement is, because people were getting, like, look how many people get upset and they're like, oh, I was watching this video and then this ad popped up in the middle of it. And, obviously that's not what they want. So they're looking for more, if you've got something that's going viral, it's going viral because people are resonating with it, and they're not just pushing a like. Because what he was saying, to push a like takes no effort. To actually sit there, especially on a little tiny phone keyboard, and write a comment, that means that you're taking time to actually engage. So you could have a post that's got like a gazillion likes, but very few comments. That the algorithm is going to pull that down compared to a post that might not have, only have like maybe, I don't know, like far fewer likes, but there are longer comments and there's more comments. That's what they're looking for.
That's super interesting about the video though, because Facebook was all about their video views and those numbers and how they're better than YouTube and all that stuff, like just a few months ago. And it's interesting to see what the algorithm will favor it over the next few months. Is it like, are people going to be using less video and more like carousel ads because of that, or just static pictures, or what's going to happen? So that's super interesting.
I think he was referring more, because it was on Wired. I think it was an interview he had on Wired. I'm pretty sure it was Wired. I think he was talking more like video, like as opposed to for comment, like like an organic video as opposed to ads.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be rolling ads out, because what was happening with newsfeed was that it got saturated, right? Like it got to the point where there just wasn't any more room to put ads. So that's part of why they've also like changed the algorithm, is to give more opportunity for ads, but also they're now opening up other platforms to try and push ads to the other platforms that have been underutilized.
Wait, so what exactly do you mean by that? I don't think I followed along. What are the other platforms?
Well, I mean, like the other, like everyone wants their ads on newsfeed, but now they're trying to push it to, like other areas that have been underused with advertising.
Yeah, no crap, they're underused. Facebook newsfeed is where I put all my ads.
So now that's trying to start pushing it. So every other aspect of Facebook, they're trying to monitor. Like they're going to try and start pushing the ads out to it.
That's super interesting.
So the way that, what all the things that I've been reading, my takeaway from all of this is we're going to see people moving more to their personal pages as opposed from their business pages. Be groups. That's where you've got to be, because that's where the real engagement happens. Facebook business pages are just basically, they're going to start drying up. They're like going to be the tumbleweeds. In fact, it was interesting because yesterday a girl, I think she's got like 20,000 subscribers. Like, she's very engaged audience. And she was lamenting that, oh my gosh, like, she does Facebook Lives like every day. She's like, no one is seeing that I'm on live with my Facebook Lives because the algorithm has dropped off already.
Wow.
Yeah. And so she's like getting a fraction of the number of people that, as of yesterday. So that's when I piped up. I'm like, well, that's why I need to get a bot. And she's like, well, how do I do that? Because that's the thing for Facebook Lives. Do you do a quick broadcast to your subscribers and, hey, I'm going live in 5?
No, that's what I typically do. I did not do it on this one, but we have 14 people here. That's about average. When I do a bot broadcast before my interviews, we see like 20 to 30 people, 25 to 30 people when I do a broadcast right before an interview. But I wanted to add on top of that to give people a little nugget that could really make your clients love you forever and ever and keep paying you forever and ever. Build them a group. I have a cross fitness gym that I built a group out for. We grew it. We have like 160 members in there, all members from their gym right now. And he's building his tribe and kicking ass. He's doing a bunch of live videos in that group, providing them a lot of value. And all I did was help him create a banner and a picture and the rules and then a welcome video. So that's all I did for the group. I was like, here's the link, give it to all your members and start building your tribe. And here are some example questions that you can ask and do as many lives as possible. When you do that and they start building their tribe and they see the amount of engagement that's going on in the group, they are going to freaking love you. So, a little pro tip there. And I'm doing the same thing for a chiropractor right now. So yeah, do that. It's freaking gold.
Well, and that's, again, it's coming back to this whole idea we were talking about earlier about the personalized marketing. If you don't have that personalization, you're dead in the water now. I think we were seeing that happening with Facebook pages anyways, because I feel like with pages, like the business is saying, here we are, here's our stuff, like give us a like. Whereas with a group, you can't do that, right? The whole idea is engagement. It's about building the tribe and hearing from each other and sharing ideas and being heard. So I think that's the whole shift we're seeing now with marketing is just encapsulated completely with, groups versus business pages and why the pages are, they're basically dead. I think anyone who's throwing money at building their business page with a social media management company is literally throwing the money away.
Agreed.
Build a bot and build a group.
Yeah. And honestly, it's hard to grow a group at the very beginning. I probably creeped a bunch of people out because I friended a bunch of people and then I talked to them. I was like, hey, can I help you out with anything in your business? Would get a conversation started and then invite them to my group, which I hope I'm providing you guys with a lot of value. That's my objective here, and to help your businesses grow. But if you're growing a group for your business, and let's say you're targeting chiropractors, join other groups with chiropractors, get a conversation going there, PM them, and then invite them to your group where you provide them with very helpful information. No freaking sales pitches right off the bat. If you want to offer a free strategy session, offer that. And I think that's the way to go instead of sending random freaking emails or anything like that. Grow your group, grow a tribe.
A good, I've just got another pro tip here. to start building your authority is you can actually create a schedule. Like say you've got, like, you're a member of, like, say 5 different chiropractor groups, right? So come up with, I don't know, like, say, like 5 different tips for the week, or maybe like a meme or whatever, and then make a schedule. So, and just spend, like, 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes in the morning, and maybe 5-10 minutes at the end of the day, and then just schedule it. Like, pop into the group, throw that in, group A, throw in Mimi, tip A, and then group 2, and then you can just rotate it out, because you don't want to have the same thing going in all the groups on the same day.
Right.
Because there's going to be people who are going to be in the same groups are going to see it, and they're like, oh, he's just, throwing the same stuff into every single group. But
and I hate that so freaking much. Like, I see people post in all the digital marketing groups that I'm involved in, and it's the same freaking post. I'm like, damn, this guy sucks. Or maybe this girl. I haven't seen too many girls do it. So good job, girls. But I've blocked people from my group that are posting in other groups the exact same thing. So if you have the same message that you want to send from group to group to group, personalize it for that group. That will not piss people off. You can have the same message, just make sure it's personalized to that group. And I don't mean just changing the freaking headline. I mean, like, actually going in, taking 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes to change it up, and then you can post it in each group. But do not copy and paste. It is so annoying. Yeah, so annoying.
Yeah, but you can even just do an Excel spreadsheet, because the thing is that you can rotate. Like, maybe you have, like, these tips or whatever that you use, like, for this month, and then you can keep track and kind of see, like, what got good traction, and then you use it, like, say, like 2 or 3 months down the road, and then you're going to have, like, a whole library built up for the year, right? Because it's just getting, the more you can put information out there and position yourself as someone who knows what they're doing, then when it comes time for you to say, hey, like, I've got this group, you want to come be a part of it, people are going to be like, they're going to know you. They're going to be like, well, who's this random dude who's, like, scamming me? Like, stalker.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've loved that we've gone over messenger bots, we've gone over the new Facebook algorithm, and we've gone over growing Facebook groups for your clients and for yourself and for your personal business. I think that's the future right now. So if you guys are loving this value, let us know in the comments or give us a heart. I love those. But we're going to be wrapping up things pretty soon here. So if you have any questions regarding Facebook in general, or ads or messenger bots or anything of that sort, here's your time. So drop them in the comments down below. But Larissa, so what question should I ask you? What's your favorite thing that your husband makes you for dinner, since he is a chef?
Lamb.
Ooh, do you use mint jelly with the lamb?
That would be a sacrilege. Yeah.
What?
I grew up with mint jelly, but you know what? Like, he does it so well, it doesn't need mint jelly.
Oh my God. If you guys are mint jelly fans, hashtag mint jelly down below. That was so douchey. Cindy is asking ManyChat or Chatfuel. We kind of went over that, but take it away, Larissa.
Okay. I mean, they're both great platforms. Personally, I'm just a ManyChat girl, because I just find that it's the interaction, the customer interface is a lot easier than Chatfuel. And since I'm a Luddite, in all honesty, I started with ManyChat, and I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable with this. I understand it. I can figure this out. I'm sticking with it. I look at the interface for Chatfuel, and I find it a little more confusing. So that's just me.
Absolutely. And I actually work in both ManyChat and ChatFuel. And ManyChat is very aesthetically appealing with the flow builder. To just start something today, make a quick, simple bot, I would start ManyChat. The ChatFuel interface can be a little bit more intimidating for some, but not for others. So ManyChat has the flow. ChatFuel has the groups and the blocks. So you group different messages and you have different blocks underneath them, and then link them up that way. Other differences, ChatFuel, you can accept payments directly in Messenger, while ManyChat you cannot. So you can accept Stripe payments and PayPal payments and anything native to Facebook Messenger in ChatFuel. But in ManyChat, you can send them to a landing page where they can pay as well. So there are always workarounds in both the platforms. What I've started to really love with ChatFuel is doing calculations. I just put a video in here where I did a BMR calculation, and you can do that in ChatFuel. What else? So ManyChat, you can put in PDFs, and that in ManyChat, well, ChatFuel, you cannot. There are so many other differences. There are a few differences, I should say. They're really similar, but there are a few differences. ManyChat is $10 a month if you want to go pro. ChatFuel is $30 a month if you want to do pro. So I think I hit everything there that I could think of. So was that good?
Well done.
Awesome. Christian, do you use the traffic objective to get people to the messenger, to message your bot, or the messages objective?
Well, I think it depends on what your overall, are you trying? Because if you use Messenger, I tend to use Messenger because I'm using JSON for a lot of my ads. And it's going to show it to people who are most likely to engage with Messenger, right? Like traffic, it's going to give you those people who are going to be getting the ad shown to might not necessarily be people who are Messenger users. So I think you have to figure out, like, if you're going to do a traffic, you can do traffic, but I would say use the URL and then cloak it using Bitly. The ad, as opposed to using like a JSON.
Yeah, it really depends. I like what Larissa said. It really depends. You have different growth tools: URL growth tool, comment growth tool, JSON, that sort of thing. So it depends on what your objective is. But with anything in marketing, freaking split test it. $5 a day between both, and see once you reach. Usually my golden number is 500 people reached until I turn something off and kill the losers, scale the winners. But split test the two, see what works better, because it's always different. So
the other thing too is just like the cost right now. I just ran a campaign last week, and I was running it as a JSON to Messenger. It was half the price of I took the exact same creative. Everything was exactly the same. We were running it to Instagram, and it was a platform that that campaign was aimed at women. So it was the perfect marketing, focal point. But the ads on Instagram were twice as expensive.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's that kind of goes with, you're sending people to Facebook Messenger, so they're on. Like, if they're on Facebook, it's probably going to be cheaper. More people are going to convert. So that's good that you tested. That's smart. I never run Instagram ads. I used to for my e-com store, but not for my clients or anything like that.
Yeah. I also, I've had good use. Good English for us.
Yeah.
I've been living here too long. It's like I forget some of the most basic words in English. I mean, this is before the whole change with the comment growth, boosting a post. But mind you, I wasn't saying tag somebody or anything like that. I ran a contest, and we got like in a week, I did a $20 boost on this Facebook, comment growth. I got over 650 subscribers.
What?
Yeah. Aimed here in Costa Rica. It was like aimed at women. And what I had done, it was like we're trying to promote this small boutique hotel as a wedding venue. And so any of you who are doing like expos, or if you have any clients who are like involved in anything like this, like any travel shows or expos, I did a 2-prong approach. I actually got the code, and we did a wedding expo. So what I had was a sign. We were giving away enter to win a romantic weekend for 2. And, everybody else at the wedding expo had everyone, here, fill out your name on this form. Then they had to have someone go and input it. I had my little sign. I'm like, you want to enter the contest? Come here. Okay, grab your phone. Okay, put it and go. There, you're entered. And they're like, what? Because they've never seen it before. And they're like, wow, that's like so cool. I'm like, yeah, now check your phone. And so, boom, they're subscribed. And the message comes up. It's like, well, thank you for subscribing. Congratulations. Like, good luck. By the way, would you like to receive information about holding a wedding at our hotel? Yes. 14-page PDF, all the information they need. Boom. Into their message. In seconds.
That is freaking awesome. And that code is so underused. That was such a smart way to use it.
And I didn't have to put anything. You know how many, and this is what I say to my customers, how much time would it cost somebody to sit there and input, say, 400 names and then email them?
Oh my God, that's genius. That is so sweet.
Yeah.
I haven't even thought about using it in that way. Larissa, you are a genius.
Oh, well, thank you. But, for people who have bricks and mortars, if you have a brick and mortar store, if you have a restaurant, because I know a lot of times people are thinking like e-commerce and whatever. No, people who are are still in the real world can use a bot. And how I always promote it is, put on the back of your business card. They can scan it and boom, you can have all that information or your CV or whatever. If you're, say, at the checkout, you can have a scan there and say, scan it and we'll give you an extra 10% discount code or a coupon to use the next time that you, or they're right there at the checkout. It's like, if you scan this code right now, it'll give you a coupon that you can use for so much money off. If you're a restaurant, they could do the same thing, and they could be like, okay, well, here's a coupon for a free appetizer or free dessert next time on your next visit. So again, it's like trying to build that customer relationship, have them do a quiz, whatever, because you want to get people into your bot.
And most restaurants offer people like a free appetizer or a discount to be on their email list. So what you could do is have them scan that code, get them as a bot subscriber, have them, hi there, have them input their email. Hey, how's Costa Rica? But have them input their email, and then you have a 2-for-1. You have Messenger bot subscriber and an email subscriber, and then you give them their free appetizer in the bot, just a picture there. So I think that's super cool. What I do for my coffee shop client is we build posters. If somebody wants free Wi-Fi, they scan the code and then they get the Wi-Fi password. So we get subscribers that way. So that's
it. It's like it's a 2-for-1, right? And then what I did with this contest was I announced the winner on Facebook, but then I sent a broadcast out to everybody who had entered, saying, a dear first name, again, personalizing it, oh darn, you didn't win the grand prize. However, that's my husband. That's the dogs. But as our thank you to you, here's a coupon for $25 towards a romantic dinner at our restaurant. And that went like gangbusters. Because first of all, in the culture here in Costa Rica, people aren't used to getting coupons.
That's awesome.
And the waiter was like, really? What's the catch? I'm like, no catch, just come in. Well, just come in. You have $25 of free food. Just come eat at our restaurant.
Yeah.
And so that really, helped. And then it also opens the door because it was a hotel. So it was like, oh, and if you're interested, like, by the way, we still have room available for that Christmas week. We have some limited rooms available. Boom, we sold like the balance of our what was available.
That is so sweet. Great ideas.
Again, you're providing value. It's like, you have a problem, I have the solution. As long as you present it like that, or here's a gift, they don't feel like they're being sold to.
Yeah, and use the same method as I do doing giveaways. That's the best way to get subscribers to your bot or email list, whatever.
Yeah. The other thing is, quick about your email list. Obviously, you want to offer something of value. The one thing I would say is also be sure that you're asking, especially if you're dealing with people who are maybe not millennials. Because what I've been finding is that older people tend to, they don't understand how a bot works.
Mm-hmm.
And, like I had someone the other day and I was like, I wasn't expecting to get bombarded. I just wanted information about, IBS. It's like, you're getting information about IBS. But it's because they just saw a couple of blocks of text. Even though it was 4 sentences, they felt like they were being overwhelmed. So I would say it's a really good idea is hi, this is a blah, blah, bot with another, tip about X. Would you like to learn more?
Yeah,
yes,
that's
no.
Smart. And I found some people are way more protective of their Facebook Messenger than I am. And when people are getting information in their Facebook Messenger about a business, they get pissed off because they're used to just getting messages from friends and family. And you just have to make sure that your messages are super helpful and educational, and they won't get as pissed off as some of mine did when I first started out. So don't do that.
That's actually one of the feedback I keep getting from these groups that whenever I'm like, hey, I'm like the messenger, messiah, you got to do messenger bots. And the pushback is always, oh, I hate them. They're so invasive and they're so spammy. And I got some of them and I just want to talk to my friends and family. I don't want to be sold to. So that's how you don't do messenger bots.
Yep.
Okay, so my biggest takeaway, if I can give a takeaway to wrap this all up, is personalization, value, permission marketing. Okay, so if you can, somehow always be asking if they would like to receive something every time that you come into their messenger, that is going to win you more friends and build more trust than just, here's a bunch of information.
Yep, I love it. And on that note, we're going to end this. Thank you so much for your time, Larissa. There's been so much helpful information in this interview. Thank you.
Thanks for having me here.
No problem. Enjoy your time in Costa Rica.
I will. Pura vida.
What?
Pura vida. As our saying here means pure life. Everything's cool.
I'll start saying that. I want to be cool.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Larissa.